How's it going, everyone? What's going on? We're going to do a weekly update. Give me just 1 second. Got my live feed going on Steemit. Share that real quick. Get this out of the way. I need more screen space. All right. So weekly update. We're going to do some weekly charts, long-term charts. We did on Friday, closing on its lows $1. Coming into the measured move, just above 21.92 here. Looks like it's having a rough time. Watch out below. As it did break previous lows, the measured move is in. And if it breaks previous lows, just watch out below. It's no man's land. One second. There we go. Make sure I'm live. Weekly chart had a double. All right, head and shoulders top. It's breaking down now. Watch out below. Could go all the way down to 84. That would be horrible. What's up, Sluggo? S&P. Looks like we had a turn last week. Get rid of all my crap. A bearish retracement back into the 8, into the 13, into the 34. Weekly chart showing a inverted hammer over the 8 on the daily. So it's forming a reverse head and shoulders, but on the weekly, it broke the 813, came back into resistance. So I'm looking for a rejection this week, or else it's got to break above our resistance line. So VIX still all the way down at support on a weekly chart. Dollar carry here. Japanese yen. Let's see what we got long term. We got a left shoulder head, a right shoulder, even a cup and handle at least. Got a flat bottom, so I'm not comfortable with it without another swing and another slingshot kind of pullback all the way down into previous high breaks, which is about 104. And it could swing down all the way 102, it seems like, all the way down. Watch out if it cracks below that. Nothing holding it up. It'll go all the way down to previous highs. 84, that would be very, very bad. Watch for the flat bottom breaks, previous low breaks. S&P off the top, same, or S&P and Dow, same kind of situation. Just different parts of the chart. I got lower highs, broke down, reversed, over resistance into the 8, and closed inverted hammer on the daily. If that inverted hammer turns on us, it could just confirm as a falling star and then take out this previous support line very easily. So watch out below if it breaks down. Otherwise, it's an inverted hammer over support. Buy at support, sell into resistance. It's got to hold support. NASDAQ, lower highs, lower high, came down, rejected, reversed, and now it's consolidating. But the 8, now the 13 is crossing. Momentum is dying. Watch out below. Previous low breaks, lower highs. It's got to break that lower high scenario there. But again, it's got one of those weird looking reverse head and shoulders. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder at the top of the pattern. Reverse head and shoulders are usually supposed to be at the bottom. So this right shoulder could just bust right on out of there. See what happens. See that monthly or the weekly. Oh, we're coming up on a monthly close too. What is that? Friday's the open on the monthly close. Thursday night's it. I'll have to do a review on a monthly close on Thursday night. So you can see the lower highs. You got a 3-bar pattern here that reversed, and then it's now coming back into support. So I guess noticing that 3-bar reversal, it's got to hold 50% of the previous candle. Right where it bounced off of. We've got a confirmed hammer over the 13. Down, island bottom, kind of hammered there. Hammered out the bottom. We got a 3-bar pattern, it broke. But it came back in, just tapping the 50% line and keeping momentum intact. Watch out below if that starts to break down, especially if it breaks down the hammer. It reverses and becomes a hanging man. Crude just came back into support, doubled back. Looks like it's pretty bullish off that 34 there. Came into the 34, kind of consolidated, came back in on the 13.8 cross. Now waiting for a previous high break to get this thing kicking. We need to get to 60 on crude. Google's still got the double top working, and I got the cross now. So look for any kind of bust into resistance and watch rejection. Apple's hanging its head up there, but it's holding support, so its sideways consolidation can go for a little while. It's still got to make those higher highs, though. Otherwise, it's going to fall on over. Higher highs, lower lows, higher lows, excuse me. Amazon, weekly close did not look good. Support, just like this very nice controlled consolidation pattern into support. So we'll see how that works, but notice how I have an extension bar where I didn't have an extension bar. I had a little extension bar there, but that looks like an exhaustion move. So look for previous highs in, it already broke that. Look for support at the previous highs. If that cannot hold, it'll break on through. And its support line would be 846 all the way down into the next range in the 700s. Gold's just about ready. It's, I bet you, yeah, they'll do this in the middle of the night when no one's watching. What's up? What's up, Benjamin? Thank you. Thank you for showing up. Just a weekly update here. We'll do some miners too shortly. Gotta make some money. Gotta get ready for the morning. Look for previous high breaks on gold. This weekly chart, we were following this all the way down here in this last gust of wind. Came down, I called for accumulation. It popped. Gold has been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's in a range. It broke into previous lows. The computer's really slow. I should have restarted it. So we need to get into previous lows. We broke into the previous lows. Now we're going to go into the next step. So we need to get above 13 into 1327. And if we can do that, we can certainly break on through and reach previous highs at resistance at 1375. So that is very probable to get that done this week. Could happen in an instant. They'll probably do it at 3 o'clock in the morning like they usually do, or they'll tank it one more time. Actually, let's look at the hourly chart on gold, make sure that we're not in a mess. We had a huge last week. I got previous high breaks coming. I wonder if I own any gold. I think I bought gold last week. No, I did not. Still holding GPL though. Get that out of here. Looking for previous high breaks to get us past 13 into the 26 range. 1326. Looks like a line going across. I don't know if that's viable. The computer just slowed the heck down. Hang on a second. Howdy-o, neighbor. Something out of my... All right, I got to save some bandwidth speed. I think I just ruined everything on something. I don't know what's going on here. We've got 2 windows open there. Got that. Hang on a second. I lost all function. Need to slow things down a little bit. Gonna have to restart that in a moment. Okay, let me get this out of here. Oh, God. Get rid of that. All right. Hopefully that'll help. Got too much crap open. It's dying on me. All right, where were we? Boom, 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 boom. Gold. I got a previous high break coming, right? Popped into resistance, came back into support. It's making the higher lows. Look for the flat top break into those higher lows as price comes into a pinch, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, pop like a corkscrew. So we're into 1326 or so, into previous lows. If we can break into previous lows, we can reach that top at 1375. That's a double top we need to take that out. I'm suggesting that we get to that double top, hit resistance, come back into support, and then try again. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then pop again. Long term, though, I mean, seriously, previous low, long term chart. We're breaking into that. We can ride this whole range up into 14, into 15. I think I already made that mark. We got to break into the next previous low, though. Over 13, break the previous high on this high here, into previous lows, into 15. We can do it. This is easy. We got a huge bust out last year. Came all the way back into support. We've been climbing. We came back into support. We've been climbing. We're going to break. We're going to do it. Silver. I think I was going to do. Oh yeah, that's which one is that? That is Bear Canyon Lake, Arizona. Pretty nice place. Silver, made that drop off. Been buying since. We could get a retracement at any moment. Gather its legs, try again. It's because it's struggling and it's at resistance. Came all the way into resistance. So maybe an opposing point to get back across, following this trend until it breaks across the trend. Chart, we're at resistance. It could pop at any moment. I got a nice little flat top break coming on the daily. You can see that daily, and you can see that right shoulder, that elongated right shoulder, and then the slingshot move, the big volatility on, what was that, Thursday? No, that was Friday. The big head fake. The big head fake. It crossed resistance and just got slaughtered. But then it reversed, came back into support, held. Nice inverted hammer over support. Look at that. Take out that inverted hammer on the way up. It's not a perfect inverted hammer, but you can see what I'm saying. It has an extension, came into support and held. Look for previous high breaks on the way up. Hold previous highs as your support. Looks like copper came in, gathered its legs. Now it's climbing on upside, following that trend. The 8 needs to curve across. Watch the price come back in as the 8 crosses over the 13. That happens a lot on the uptrends, or the change of the uptrends. We do have lower highs, though. It's got to take them out. If it doesn't take them out, momentum will lose itself through time, and it'll fall over. We had those things running together for a week. That was it. Daily. I think so, too. I think you're right about the shorts. Is this live? Well, I'm live. Oh, yeah. Is the market open, you mean? The futures? Yes, it is. I think it opens at 2 o'clock. So I'm actually cheating on my weekly review because I'm looking at the open for a cheat sheet. Because the way it opens, it usually stays in that momentum. So I'm kind of cheating, but still. I want a new direction before. Boom, boom. Is that what you meant? Is this live, gold and silver? Is the market live, you mean? Anywho's copper weekly. I got to break previous highs. No, that's cool. Market is open. Gold, silver, copper. I think the dollar's open. The S&P's not open until tomorrow. I can't get the live feed for that, I don't think. I could be wrong about that. Dow Jones is closed right now. I don't have the, I think crude's open. Gold, silver, copper, blah, 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 blah. I think that's it for my list. And the Japanese carry trade, I think. I think that's open too, yep. And of course, cryptos are 24/7, so we'll get to those in a second. Those are always open. Copper's really, really doing good though. It's got to take out that top. If it comes back in, hold 50%. Hold 50% of the previous candle. The reason why 50% is it'll come down into 50%, and if it can hold, it'll make that sharp little U, and momentum will stay intact. It'll make a U, and then maybe a cup and handle, or maybe a consolidation into the 50%, the step into support. Those are beautiful. You can see the accumulation here that I mentioned. The higher lows, the higher highs, that's an accumulation phase, consolidation phase. Lots of consolidation phase going on here. A little consolidation phase over here. Boom, boom. Copper's doing really good. We got over 3 o'clock high. So imagine coming back into 3 o'clock, right where the 50% rule is. Bam. All right. I'm not saying that's exactly 50%, but you know what I'm talking about. 50% of the previous candle. If you want me to do it exact, that's for later. Looks bullish. It took out that 3 o'clock real nice. Came back into support a little bit. You can see the previous candle. You can see the consolidation back 50%. Boom. Then it, yeah, this is going to go higher. Copper's doing great. Let's get silver and gold to go along with it. Right now, as we speak, it's breaking on a long-term chart, copper, into previous lows. If we can break those into those previous lows, it's liable to ride up that range into 340. Copper, I got a bunch of copper pennies. Boom. Gold silver ratio, let's see what's going on here. I got a monthly inverted hammer. That was pretty sweet. Let me go back to that real quick. An inverted hammer over support. That's pretty nice. So it looks like silver's coming into support. A little drop off there. Looks like it's losing momentum. It's closing below the 13 this week. So maybe gold's a better buyer for the rest of the week as it comes down into support. Previous highs, previous high breaks. In and around this area. Looking for a 70 mark, it looks like. If that breaks down. I got GDX breaking previous highs. It came back in just for just a tiny head fake on this one. Looks great. It's breaking outside of the downward trend line. I expect this is going to be very bullish for everybody. Hats, looks like the 34 is already turning up before price carries it with. That means that price is going to explode. See the 34, the price isn't, the price to be able to move averages, the price has to move above to pull it through time. Get above. It's ahead of price. That is odd. I really think that is odd right there. Price has to be above the average to be able to pull it up. This average is already turning up. I don't know if anyone finds that funny, but I think that's absolutely insane. Maybe a sign of the manipulation going on. Yeah, we'll look at some miners here in a short minute here. Let me get through these. Nugget, same thing. It's liable to break outside that downward trend line. Every one of these looks good. I hope in Sluggo is. I thought. Oh yeah, 19. We need to stay above 19. Sluggo cut a bottom on that 1 minute chart on Friday morning. Did we catch that bottom down here, Sluggo? No, that's way before. Oh, I can't remember. It's a 1 minute chart. I'm thinking that that was the run up and then the head fake, and then we crossed down into support. No, that wasn't it. This was it. Oh, I can't remember. Anywho's, JNUG looks great on the weekly. Yes, it should break. Well, we'll take another look at gold and silver before we leave today and see. It's gold is up, silver's up. We'll have to see if we can catch a break in the morning. It's going to be a gap and run over 19, no problem. No need to come back into support kind of situation. 20 will get you 21, 19 will get you 20. If we can break 21, we can ride up that range all the way into 30. I don't even want to say it. It's huge. UEC came all the way back down into support. Looks like it's crossing over. Be careful. I've got a bearish retracement breakdown, bearish retrace, and then it kind of slides over. See the breakdown, the come back in, and then the close below. Look out below on UEC on the weekly chart. It's going to have to come back into support. Otherwise, it's going to be a slingshot, reverse head and shoulders on that weekly. Look out below if it breaks. Otherwise, hang support, let it turn, little slingshot. It does have a nice little pattern. Price pattern within the range of this ascending triangle. I think it'll hold support, but I don't know. If the pattern fails, it'll drop really drastic, so be careful. Got a bottom forming. It's a very tight pinch on that weekly chart. AG. What's up, Simon? Glad you can make it. We'll look at some miners in a minute. I had to shut down my program. I have to restart it. It's taking so much juice. We had a good run on NAK last week. I believe my sell was, let's look at the daily. I was looking for a peak high at previous lows. I don't think I made it. It was close, but did not make it. Here's my previous low I was wanting to get into. 192. I think it got up to 185. That's not a reversal bar, but it is an extension exhaustion. So if it opens down, watch out below, because it is far extended from its 8, its 13, and 34. And what happens is the natural course of return comes back into the averages for support to find it. Plus, things don't go straight up. I need an opposing point into support. So watch for that. Nice. Good run last week. Good, good, good. Came into resistance on that 34. into previous lows. See that previous low, which is 175, which was correct. Oh, I forget his name. He was correct. But that being said, watch for a continuation previous high break on the weekly high last week, 184. If that breaks 184, the weekly chart says it's going to go higher. And I would look for that higher mark as a lower high. Give me a line. I would look for a lower high because the V bottoms don't work. This is the W bottom, but let it come in as a lower high. It's going to come back and forth, feel the pattern, the longer term pattern. But it looks great. Look for maybe a burst into 3 o'clock. Looks great. Nice turn, higher low into the 34. Watch for continuation, 184 and above. I don't like uraniums anymore. This one will turn as soon as I turn it off, so I might as well keep going with it. I got a very thin line of support. It broke down over the 34, came back into resistance, came above, and closed at the 13.8 cross above. So it looks bullish. I do have a nice little reverse head and shoulders inside underneath the price pattern here, underneath the 34. So watch for a slingshot move, a little pullback, and then crossing over 15 to complete the pattern. AG, got to hold that little spot. NAK, CLF. OMG, I'll have to pull that up. Yeah, I have the quote for that. Are you talking about for? I'll have to pull that up. I'll remind me, and I'll try to remind myself. But weekly chart CLF looking pretty good. I got a 2-bar reversal over the 8 into the 13 back, held support, broke, came into the 34, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, higher lows. Back and forth, back and forth. It's going to pop. CLF looks good on the weekly chart. Momentum is carrying into the 34. 34 is coming down. There's going to be a little price pinch pop. CLF looks great. Looks like it broke outside the little pattern there, came back into support on the close on Friday. Looks good. HL. Hecklemania, I got a reversal on the daily. Reverse head and shoulders on the daily, came back into support on the Friday close. Looks pretty weak on that support line. I don't think that this consolidation is over yet. It could, but it's got to get above the averages, and it's getting rejected after rejection after rejection. So maybe look for a cup and handle, as this is the big cup. This is the big handle consolidation. Could last for a while, and then watch that slingshot move going boop, boop, down through and over. Watch that slingshot move back. USLV. I got 2-bar reversal over. Resistance back into support held. Looks like it's climbing. It's very steep. So I got a left shoulder. I got a spike low high, or a spike low into the highs. I'm saying that maybe this will come up to 14.5 at most, and then make that right shoulder. So it's got a lot of work to do. Maybe a couple more weeks for consolidation. Maybe it'll bust out, come back in 1 week. I don't know. But it's got a lot of work to do. A few weeks to make that right shoulder at least. Bitcoin hit a high. I thought it was going to break out, but made a lower high. I'll certainly accept a sideways consolidation until the 8, the 13, and the 34 become closer up in here. So that can go down back and forth all at once, as long as it doesn't break down. Dash broke previous highs, came back in on the weekly chart. This is gearing up for another move. Ethereum, looks like the 2-bar reversal came all the way back down into support. It's doing the sideways action. Look for maybe another dip or two. It's got a nice little U shape. It could just pop right outside of there. LTC was pretty good. Very, very good. Let's see the daily chart. You can see the daily chart's going to break out. Watch for previous high breaks on LTC. That is Litecoin. Into resistance at least. We got 17, 18 mark. Got 4 points. I got previous highs coming at 2-1, 2-2. Resistance at 20, maybe. But I got previous lows at 18. Let's see this thing get to 18, hold its opposing point, gather its legs, and try again over that 20 mark. That 20 mark is going to be a huge break. That is a long-term break. So watch for that. Yes. LTC. And EOS. I'm watching EOS for a bottom. And this hasn't been live for very long, so. But you can see that J curve coming in. It's going to hit a bottom. It's going to cross over that 8 finally without getting rejected. And it's going to sling across it. And its natural course of return is back into the 34 eventually. So good potential bounce on this. Previous lows, into the previous lows if this thing gets any ideas. What's the price? Oh, LTC. I'm not sure what the dollar price is because I don't pay attention to the dollar price. I'm always at a ratio of Litecoin to Bitcoin because that's how Poloniex operates. It's a ratio to Bitcoin, so I don't pay attention to the actual dollar price. But this could be easily found by doing a search. Doing the LTC to dollar. $62. There you go. Yep. All right, so give me 1 second. That's it for that. I'm going to turn on my miners. I'll answer the question first on the OMG since we're on the Litecoin now. Yes, it is confusing, but if you just trade the chart, it's not confusing. Just take that money away from them. Looks like Litecoin came back into support, made a hammer. So it's got to keep moving up to take out that previous high, or it's going to fall over because it did break down, and now it's back into resistance. Right, though. So that's the potential. Get over that 64 mark at least. KD, KGF. Hang on a sec as my thing loads up. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see, just look at gold. 1294 still. It's got a very nice pattern on that hourly. It could just break out. Boom, boom, get that 13. It's close. It's close. I expect to go higher after that big volatility move. Where the volatility move, the volatility candle is the candle that goes from the top of the range all the way to the bottom of the range in one swift move. And then the double back. It's a 2-bar reversal. Support, held support, made another inverted hammer. Now it's climbing. Watch for previous high as 1718. All right, so let's get this. Let's get this. This. OMG BTC, what was it? Or the dollar? I can't remember. Let's get this long-term chart. Let's make sure we got the monthly chart. And let's do just a half-day chart. Okay, getting rid of all this. Yeah, I bought some already. EOS, I'm going to accumulate that for the whole duration until the thing comes live. I'm going to put, you know, 20 bucks here, 20 bucks there for the next year. Whenever I can. OMG BTC. So, what do we got here? This is a 1 week chart here. It's a little extended, but nice move nonetheless. It's got some volume. So it looks like volume dropped off. So I would think that selling gets accelerated here into support, and it's liable to come all the way back into previous breaks, which is in and around 19.2, I guess, unless it wants to take previous high breaks. I mean, that's always the case. There it is. The computer's acting slow, guys. I'm thinking it's going to come back into support, gather its legs, and try again. But if it takes out that double top on the intraday, I mean, no problem. So I think you're right. I'm going to set my alert. But the chart is not right. So yeah, if it holds support, it's liable to break previous highs. And it looked like it just picked up the pace a little bit. It's a fresh issue on the monthly. It's only 2 months old. So breaking previous highs is not going to be a problem at all. Nice volume. Look if the previous high breaks at 2.2. That might be pretty cool. I had LTC, BTC. Oh, I see the problem. Hang on a second. I'm not live yet. Excuse me. Didn't have the live feed running. Hang on a sec. Let me start over on this. Now, this is MedVed Trader. I have a link in the description if you guys want to go check it out. Use that link. I don't get paid for any of it, but I could get free service. So that would be nice. It's only $20 a month, but everything helps. OMG. So at backfield, I don't see any difference of what I just told everybody. Watch that 2-2 break. That looks really awesome. We'll pull out of 3 weeks of trading. You'll see a triangle. 3. You want me to do a 3-week chart? Pull out to see 3 weeks of trading. Oh. Oh yeah, you talking about this triangle here? Yeah, I'm looking at the higher lows and the straight up action of the 813, and then the previous high break, flat top break. And like I said, I was doing LTC. Moved pretty good. Up 20 something percent, I think. XMR a few days ago. Boom. How do you like me now? And now it's getting ready to go again. Came back down into support on the intraday. Look at the monthly chart. Broke previous highs, no problem. Bam. That was awesome. What was it? EOS. I've got EOS BTC. BTC, where is it? EOS BTC. Put I think another $50 in it today. I think I just threw a coin at it, whatever it was, a fraction. Daily chart is way in the dumps, so I'm thinking it's not ready to move up, of course, but I don't want to watch it because I want to hold it for a year. But it should be coming into a bottom. It's really stretched out. That 8 is getting close. Watch for a rejection. That's the one I'm holding for long term. Anywho's, let's get to some miners. Let that refresh. I haven't had a chance to clean this out. And then I see that someone posted KD. I don't think I have that one. KD, KDF. Something I don't carry over here. Just let me know. Klondike. I don't know why I didn't have that one. I need to backfill. Give me a minute while everything just gets straightened out here. Backfill all symbols. Yes, the previous high break on that monthly long-term chart was just a breeze and a perfect choice. And it just, where is that? I want price to reflect on my lines here. Show value on the y-axis. Save as default. Thank you. Oh, that didn't work. Never mind. Anyways, nice previous high break on the monthly chart. Easy breezy. Good job. Always look for price to come back into support. You can see on the daily chart, it's been overextended. It's stretched beyond belief on the upside, away from its averages. Watch for averages to move up. Watch for prices to come down and meet it. Make sure support holds and take on another one. Yes, that is a daily W. Yes, NAK is got the W. Watch it come into resistance, come back into support, and try again over that big resistance. But it's definitely bullish on the weekly chart. You're right about that. How did the pharmaceutical get in here? Potash. Added basic minerals to my search. So I got miners and exploration and basic materials. I think it's materials, whatever. Stuff like this, potash or CLF would show up, stuff like that. WWR, someone reminded me that that's the old WW uranium, URRE or something. URRE. I can't remember now. URRE. Yeah, that was it. But you can see how they just trashed it. I mean, the monthly chart just got obliterated. I don't feel like watching it. And it's right there in front of us, though. Let's look at volume. Let's change this to a weekly. Yeah, copper's looking good. NAK is looking awesome. Yes. Oh, I didn't realize, Sluggo, that NAK was mostly copper. I didn't realize that. Thank you. What am I missing? Someone, MUX. Let's do that first. MUX. It's trying to turn. It's doing a little dance over support. And it's that cup and handle where the consolidation just comes down and just beats you up until you sell out. And that could be the spike low. Looks like the monthly came all the way back into support. Nice reverse head and shoulders. Got the left shoulder, the big cup, head, and the right shoulder coming in, bouncing right off the support on the 34. I would look for upside potential. Got to confirm that monthly chart on the way up, though. That bounce across the 34. Previous high breaks is... I'm going to fix my settings on this because I can't see the price. Is that 260? 260 and above. So that's my intraday chart, previous highs. I would look for my previous high breaks ultimately here. Breaking into previous lows there. 240 and above. Watch resistance on the way up. All right, so that's MUX. GDX, we looked at that. Nice little price pattern. It's in a pinch. It's going to bust out. Look at the monthly chart. The high here, and then just like a little tiny U. You can see it forming right over the 34. This looks great. We've got a little work to do to get above previous highs. But that's going to be a great break. Let's get into previous highs. Right over the 34, maybe a couple months from now. Maybe just a shot out of the dark. Let's stay off the hemp for now. Freeport. You can see Freeport coming across the 34 on the monthly. Look for previous low breaks. Breaking into previous low that might just get a nice burst of energy into the next previous lows. So watch for previous high breaks. It looks bullish. Coming across that 34 on the monthly. Gold, GLD. I don't recommend buying the comics, but should be pretty similar to the gold chart. So watch for previous high breaks. SLV. By volume. Nice reversal on SLV. Previous breaks, previous high break, taking out that hammer, confirming the hammer. So it looks like a very nice potential on the upside for silver, SLV. Tahoe just crushed it. Poor little thing. If you're trying to find a bottom on this, I don't see it yet. Could be on the intraday, but that got knocked back way hard. I'm watching this on the open tomorrow. It's close. TDX, we already went through this. Now the average is moving up before price crosses over it. It's just mind-boggling to me. Anticipation. I suspect a nice big rise out of these miners. AUI cross below support. 2-bar reversal back over resistance, and it's climbing. I'm going to hammer over support. Let's do this a little differently. AUI on a weekly chart. Okay, that's going to cross. These are the moves I'm talking about. These are the high probability moves. These are the ones that I look for day in and day out on the weekly chart. If I was going to trade equities, seriously, I would have my watch list with all sorts of charts looking like this, where the 34 is coming down, price is coming back into the 34, and I'm stuck between the 8 and the 34, back and forth, and then the pop. It's a high probability move across the 34, back into the 34, and you can just trade this thing just like clockwork. AUI looks awesome. AUI has a previous high break on last month, confirming the bottom. Next month is coming. I got great RSI. I haven't got a turn in my OBV yet. Watch the OBV and the 34 crack. AUI, that looks great on the weekly chart. Look for that this week. KGC. Yes, I do. I believe they'll do it tonight. We'll be over 1,300 tonight, it seems like. They'll just bust that thing out, no one watching. I took my money out of miners just because the cryptos were on fire. But I suspect I'm going to put money back in. I want to get some money so I can trade gold and silver futures and do that live. That would be some fun. You watch me lose money. No, I don't lose that much money. KGC. I look at previous high break on 6. It looks bullish from here into 6. Look for previous high breaks at 4.5 into 6, back into 4.5 or 5 or so, and back and forth, back and forth. KGC looks great. ABX, big one of the big miners. I got nice little pattern that needs to break out of, which we've been waiting for a very long time. Once it crossed over the 34, it's been above the 34 consolidating. Now the pattern is starting to get really tight above the 34. And I got confirmation on a previous high on the monthly. So watch for momentum to carry across into previous high over here, 23. Need to bust that out. Bust it. I do have a miner. The last one I bought, it was just a small amount of money. The pocket change I had to leave in Ameritrade so I can still have an account. Like 2 days later, it dropped like 75%. So I said, forget it. That was a couple months ago. I am gold. Someone mentioned this. We watched this last week. It's been doing good. It could do a lot better. X breakout on the previous high breaks on that monthly chart. IAG is one of those we need to watch. TRQ. TRQ's got a little bit of work to do, but it's getting close to previous high breaks. And looks like we've got some volume on the end there on the weekly chart. It's above the 34. So let it consolidate, let it move higher. There's CLF again. Previous high breaks are coming. HL, I got that on my list here coming up. Watch for previous high breaks on CLF. It's a great mover once it starts. It's a great mover. Last time it went up, seemed like it went up forever. Crack here, back and forth. That was a great move. I remember I got shook out down here, and I just was kicking myself for a week because the next day it went up a tremendous amount. Shook my ass out like an amateur. But you can see the price pinch. 34 above, the 8 crossing over the 13. I got support. Price is going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's getting popped. As the 8 moves up for momentum, follow that 8 on the way up. Oh, where did it go? CLF. NAK. We were watching this all last week on the daily open. Oh, my crap. Let's get all that out of here. I was looking for that previous low. Didn't quite get there, but it is and did close above 34 on the weekly chart. Look for any kind of retracement as the 8 crosses over the 13 on the bottom, making that little splash into support. Otherwise, watch for previous high breaks. If it breaks previous highs, last week's highs, it's liable to make a lower high and continue in that pattern. I'm not sure where that lower high is. It could ultimately go for a double top and then make a nice double U. Into resistance, back into support, try again, breaking previous highs. Confirming the W. But it's a nice pattern over that 34. Very, very nice. We had the huge downfall with that lawsuit or whatever they had going on. Maybe it's just hype. I have no idea. Came back in, spiked high, came back low, higher low. Came back in, lower, a higher low. And now it's ready. Watch the previous high breaks on the way up. Looks great. BPH. I'm not sure what this one is, but it's always showing up. I got, I mean, it looks great. I just don't even know what it is. Billiant Unlimited, I'm not sure. Let's see real quick. Search. I love MedVed. Touch the button, find out what's going on here. Basic materials, that's what it was. So it came into, well, a long time ago, it broke over 34, consolidated over the 34. It's been rising that 8 all the way up, broke down into the 8, made a double bottom back across previous high breaks last week. Very nice move. That's a flat top break we all look for. Nugget. I should have restarted my computer before I did this. Previous high breaks coming on Nugget on that bottom. The confirmation is in. Watch for any kind of gusto. And again, that 34 is turning up before price gets there. It's amazing to me. I got a double bottom on GG. I got a 2-bar reversal back into resistance, back down into support, higher low, 2-bar reversal back in. Support is holding. It looks like on the RSI, it's coming out of a bottom. So, might match up there. This one's doing a little sideways action over the 34, back and forth, up and back through, back into. Watch previous high breaks at 370. Flat top break. Those moves across the 34. I'm looking at a bottom here, but it could take a spike low. El Dorado. This could be not done yet. It could take a spike low and then make a reversal and then back through. We'll see what happens. It is extended from its 8. And it's way oversold. So maybe no spike low. I'm looking on a monthly. It's forming a hammer on the bottom. So we'll have to maybe wait for the next month open to see if we can confirm on El Dorado. Good volume though. NEM, Newmont. Look at the nice price action over the 34, came down, but this time you can see it didn't come all the way back down into support. That's the quick U. The quicker the consolidation over the 34, the bigger the move. Watch the flat top break on NEM. It had so much momentum, it didn't have to come all the way into support. It just turned on a dime, and now it's going to go higher. Look at the previous high breaks on the monthly coming. It's going to be nice. That's a very sweet pattern over the 34. Very quick consolidation. Over the 34, back into the 34, but it didn't quite get there, did it? Watch for previous high breaks to confirm. It can always come back into support. Confirmation over this resistance there. HNY, did I pass up HL? Where was HL? It's down here. All right, it's coming. Harmony still doing a little dance over the 13 into support. I got a nice hammer here into the 13, back into support. Watch for previous high breaks so I can get into that 34 range. Previous high breaks here get us into 34, back into support, and then try again. HMY, it's still building off that bottom. I got another hemp there. Rio. Some oddballs. They're working. I got a 3-bar pattern over at the 8 right here. Look for previous high breaks. I got the OBV going high. It's flying. A lot more people are buying this thing than are selling. That looks pretty cool. Look for any pullbacks into support, like on the daily, the intraday here. Marijuana, no. GFI. GFI is doing a little head fake. Over resistance back into support. So watch the turnaround on this. Watch it come into support. Watch the turn on this. It could be a nice support buy. Look at the monthly. It needs to confirm that previous high break. It could just burst out of there, no problem. That's a nice little pattern there. Look at that. Look at that 34 just bend. Bend up. See what I'm saying about the bending up? Price has got to be above it. Those other miners are, they're going to get me. I'm going to have to see how, if that's just a glitch. I'm going to have to check things out. See the cross over the 34, coming back into support, cross over the 34, come back into support. Got the 2-bar reversal over support right there. Previous high breaks, bam, 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 back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, pop, head fake. Back into support. Watch for the double back on this. Watch the intraday chart, pick up a bottom. I can see it's already turned on the RSI on the intraday. Watch for it. Watch for GFI. Looks good. Tech, I think this is another basic materials because I picked up a lot of different ones on different TEC. You can see the cross on the monthly into support. Now the previous high break is coming. Once it hits previous highs, watch it hit resistance, watch it come back into support, gather its legs, and try again. So it might be late on the buy on this, but watch that previous high break. USD, I think we mentioned it. 2-bar reversal back into resistance. It's doing its little dance now. Got crushed. Closing on its lows does not feel good on this. I do not like flat bottom breaks. That is confirming almost to the downside. But it is oversold from the RSI's perspective, but that doesn't mean anything because it could stay oversold for centuries. I need a reversal on that, maybe a double bottom. It's got to reverse. NT, I have no idea. Watch previous high breaks. These aren't the usual miners. Here's HL. HL, watch out below. Not sure if the consolidation is done yet. I think I mentioned that. Look for the flat bottom break. Yes. Watch for a flat bottom break. But on that flat bottom break, look for an extension bar. Look for an exhaustion move and the double back. Confirm that double back. Buy the previous high break on that double back on the upside. Because it's going to sling down, it feels like. Those flat bottoms always do. But this is a bullish stance. I think you would call that a bullish flag, maybe. Anyways, it's back into resistance, and then it did that slowly but surely back into support. Stair step, walk into support, and then watch that exhaustion move. And then the double back. AG. It's winding up pretty good, though, on the long-term chart. Looking for it. Still looking for it. It's got to hold support. Got crushed, finally. That whole year, it was hanging 10. Sands off the bottom. Look at the monthly chart. It's already broken out. This is going to continue. Okay? It's above previous highs. Use this previous highs as your support. Looks good. Look at the monthly chart breakout. That looks awesome. That's the best monthly chart breakout so far. And you're not late. You might let it come into support if you have to. But that's a nice pattern break. Very, very nice. Let it come back into resistance. Let it come back into support, gather its legs, and try again for another top high. Boom, 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 boom. I got to tell you, over the 34, back into the 34, flat top break coming on this one. Some big hitters. These are some heifers, man. Big price tags. Let's get to the real miners here. NG's doing that same thing. Came over. It's going to break. I'm not sure if that's valid. Over the 34 on the monthly. over the 34, back into support. You got a sideways consolidation. It never came back into support. Watch the previous high break on NGD. Yes, indeedy. It could always come back into support, but once it breaks that previous high and it didn't come all the way back in, that's going to be a big move. MUX, back to MUX. Tugging support on MUX. Yeah, we mentioned that it came on to the monthly support on the monthly, and I think that's the spike low. So if it was that other one we were talking about the flat bottom break making the spike low, was it HL? Anyways, watch for the spike low. I got a couple spikes here. It's doing a little dance over support. Let's get over the 8 and 13. Back into resistance, break through resistance. I got to get about 270 on MUX, or it's going to get rejected. It is coming off of a bottom here on the RSI. Got higher lows over the 34 or over the 813 into the 34, back into support, back into the 34, doing a little dance. It had a spike high. And then it comes down, does another dance over support. It's gearing up. Load is gearing up. Watch for previous high breaks into previous lows for resistance on the monthly chart. Hopefully on the next rise, it'll get through resistance into the 34. Volume will dictate that. Look at the OBV just take off in the last 3 months. That means a lot more people are buying this thing. The balance is off and running. This is going to come back into support. Looks like it's bending low, and I can't get a good picture on it. Look for previous high breaks over the 34. Boom, boom, boom. Got a lot of turns, got a lot of charts looking good. Watch this one come back into support. It broke previous highs over that 13. Nice U. Came over, came in, broke previous highs, kept running. Nice. Monthly's coming over the 13 now. Looks like potential is to 9. Makes sense into previous lows. 750, then 9. XME, look at that. This is bullish. Lots of bullish charts. The weekly charts are showing a lot of stocks coming over the 34 back into support. Watch the previous high breaks. And over again. We should get a bunch of runners. And, just like always, they run it all at the same time. Pick your winners. This one got knocked over pretty good. EXK, I love that trader as a trader, but there's that flat bottom break, the extension low. Look for the double back, I guess. Came all the way back in. Overextended. Look for previous high breaks. It's going to come back into the 8. Once it gets into the 8, probably take your profits off because it's going to take an opposing point. You have to try again. The intraday chart looks like it's breaking on the upside. So there you go. Carry it on through into previous lows. Sell your profits, let it come back in, buy it again. The opposing point. Keep your trend. Hold support. That can't be right. Let's get that out here. Can't be sure. Cellulose has anything to do with basic materials. Got a previous high break here. You can see the cross over the 34 into resistance, come back into support, back and forth, broke that previous high, and just took off. Easy peasy. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with miners. I think I'm gonna have to clean this up and take basic materials off. I was looking for more options. These. I don't have time to do research on them. Make sure that they're what I asked for. Let's see what this one is really quick. Basic materials. Under chemicals. I don't know if that makes any sense. Let's skip that. BTG is a miner. B2 gold. I got a higher low. All right. You know what? Let's take care of my crop first. Get these things running. Got a higher low. I got a double top to take out. And a trend line and a pattern break to do it. Nice 2-bar reversal. Look for a continuation to the upside. GSS is a miner. Same old situation off these bottoms. Got a double bottom, 2-bar reversal in over the 8 into the 13, back into the 8 for support. Broke previous highs into the 34. Back in for the cross of the 8, 13. And going to make a nice splash right there. CCJ. I think this might be a uranium one. Anywho's previous high breaks coming on the monthly. Over the 8, into the 13, back into the 8 for support, back over the 13, into the 34, back into support. Previous high, watch it. Looks good. I got a left shoulder head, right shoulder. Into support, watch previous high breaks. IPI high. NG, let's keep it running here. Looks good. Watch previous high breaks. PVG. Check another leg. Looking for that opposing point. I got a 2-bar reversal and then a test. I got accumulation going on. Stair stepping into the support there. Looks good. It's just got to break to the upside. Don't know if the consolidation's over yet. CDE. Looks good. Pattern break to the upside. Break outside the pattern. Had a previous high break. Obvious. Over the 34. Look at the monthly chart on that one. It's going to be a nice little runner. Looking good. PAAS coming into the million volume mark. Probably going to cut it short unless someone sees something. Previous high breaks on that one. That was nice. Let's see if I can find something. PGB. Yes, I remember. CCJ, yes. It is uranium. TGB, previous high break over the monthly chart. Look at that. That's just beauty. This is going to be a long-term runner. I mean, trend, when this happens, when long-term chart breaks like that, trend is changed. Trend is up to the upside now. changed. It's the inverse of the bottom. Previous high breaks, TD, look for anything coming back into support by the dips. AGI. AGI, another one. These are all squared up. They're all ready to run. Not all of them. Here's a copper here. Copper's awesome. We were watching that one last week. It broke previous highs. Again, nice monthly chart on UEC. Maybe it just needs a little consolidation. It's got a reverse head and shoulders, very quick like. Your left, head, right. That swing low. That slingshot. Looks like UEC's got that slingshot, according to the monthly chart. Watch for previous high breaks. Buy into support. Make sure support holds. FSM. I thought FSM was going to just keep on going last time because the previous high break here broke. But it did a 2-bar reversal and it's been consolidating for the whole duration. So this one's gearing up as well. It's just a longer term head fake. It broke previous highs. 2-bar reversal came into the previous pattern and now it's consolidating. It's coming out of its pattern on the daily. I got a higher low. This one's a good one to watch. Look for previous high breaks, buy into support. Goro. Someone mentioned Goro. Move across the 34, back into support. Look for previous high breaks on the monthly. I got low, higher lows. It's got to break the previous high though on the higher lows. Don't know if the consolidation's over until that happens. Got slaughtered, it consolidated, it broke. Now it's coming back into support. So it's got some work to do, but it does show the higher low on the weekly chart. It's working. Let's try it. Let's see here. SA, I think that one had a good chart. Yep. Look at the weekly chart on this. SA, previous high break on the monthly. Previous high break. Previous high break. Look for the previous high breaks on SA. Lithium, let's see how lithium's doing. Lithium looks great. Monthly or weekly chart. Monthly's holding support. Look for previous high breaks on lithium. It's right there at resistance right now. Watch the break. Look at that, look at this, look at that. Things are coming in. GPL. Came all the way back into support after the previous break. Pretty wild. Let's see. I don't see much else. Okay, I'll show you the one I bought with my last 50 bucks that turned into, this is it. No. That's it right there. So this is why I tell everyone don't buy the things that I buy, because shit like this happens to me. I was thinking, oh, look at this nice J curve long-term chart. Boom, it's almost breaking out. Bam, 2 days later. I got suckered out of 25 bucks. Plus the $10 trade round trip. Nah, I was like, forget it. Chucked off the map. I got suckered. It changed into, I think even the symbol changed. I think it's PPPLF. And I can care less right now. No, that's not it. Anyways, I think that's it. I think we covered the basics. I appreciate you guys stopping in. Glad we can do a weekly chart review. Look for me on the open. Might be late, might be early. We're watching mostly oil and energy. I created a watch list. Medical industry, finance. I'm trying to get the overall market into my MedVed trader, so I can just do that. And cryptos. Boom, boom. I'll be trading the cryptos the rest of the night. And I'll see you in the morning. Look for the gap and run on JNUG Sluggo. And I'll talk to you in the morning. I'll see you guys.